Hey everybody, and welcome. Today I am going to be doing a standard solo playthrough of Nations Dynasties expansion. I am relatively new to the game, so don't expect any great strategic help in watching this video. This is mostly for people who are maybe contemplating getting the Nations expansion, wants to see what it adds, how it affects the game. And Tom Heath, Slicker Dips, has already done a terrific video demonstration. I think he played with Korea. So I thought I would add one more video, and although it probably won't be anywhere near as professional as what Tom does, because I just don't do this as often. But I did want to add something more to the mix in terms of seeing other possibilities and maybe seeing how a different nation plays. If we get Korea, maybe I'll pick somebody else at random instead. Like I said, I have not played the game very much. I've not played with any other players. I've only tested my program by playing maybe Rome and another base game nation and Korea. I think I played with just to make sure that everything was working the way it's supposed to. There may still be a bug or two that turns up over the course of this demonstration. If you see my program do something wrong, please note it in the comments section below. And if you see me just doing something completely stupid or making some terrible mistake, by all means correct me in the comments section. Just a very quick word of introduction. If you haven't watched my videos before, or if you have, you know that I like programming the games that I like. Actually, I'm going to be going on vacation on a cruise later this year, and I usually check the cruise forums before I go to see if there are going to be any board game players on the ship. And in the past, when there haven't been, it's been great having my laptop with me, because it means I can play Nations, or I can play Feast for Odin, or Colonists, or some other big grand game on my computer without having to lug the game along. Although there has been at least one cruise where I found a board game player, and I think we ended up playing a lot of Trajan, and another fell game, probably Castles of Burgundy, and maybe Seven Wonders Duel, whatever was hot at the time. So far, well, it's a little too early to be checking the forums on this cruise that I'm going to be going on. But anyway, I cut off on a tangent there. So what else do I have to say? Oh, yeah, so my standard disclaimer is that I write these programs for my own use. They're not available to the public, so if you ask to get a copy, I will politely decline. That's what I always say. Otherwise, I expect the program to make sure that I don't do anything wrong, so we'll see if it does a good job of that. So we're not going to play with China. That came up randomly. So let's pick somebody at random and see what happens. Well, I'm not playing with Korea because Tom already did that. Tom Heath. If you don't watch Tom Heath's videos, Slicker Dips, by all means subscribe to him. Tom is terrific, and I really respect his work. He's only been doing this, I think, for maybe a year or less than a year. But his subscribership has dramatically increased over that time because he does a terrific job, and he's done some terrific videos of games that I really like the Colonists and Feast for Odin and other things like that. And you probably, if you again seen my videos, you've probably seen my Colonists video as well as perhaps my Feast for Odin video as well. Anyway, we're picking a different nation. We're not going to go with Korea, so let's try again. All right, so I will talk briefly about what the Dynasty expansion adds to the game in a moment. Let me get the growth phase out of the way. So I do know I spend a lot of time buying cards in the first round, so I'm just going to grab gold. That typically tends to be my first move, at least for the first round. So I'm going to grab some gold. And now let me talk very quickly about what the Dynasty expansion adds. First of all, it adds 12 new nations to the 5 that come with the base game for a total of 17. It adds 44 or 43, something like that, new progress cards, around 11 per age. You will know you're looking at one of the new Dynasty cards if it has a D in the corner of it. Just trying to see. Here's one, Silk Road. So you can see there's a little D in the top right corner of the image that tells you it's from the Dynasty expansion. It adds natural wonders, which I don't see any here in the display yet. But a natural wonder is pretty much like a wonder, except that it's not under construction. It goes here in this under construction space, but it's not technically under construction. It's under exploration. And once you put it there, then your next set of turns is spent exploring the natural wonder. You don't have a choice. You have to, I don't even think you spend an architect. You just waste a turn filling an architect box on the card. So the natural wonder may have 1 architect box or 2 or 3, just like a regular wonder. But you are wasting turns instead of wasting ore in architects. Obviously you're giving the dummy player or shadow player an opportunity to perhaps do some things that you wish it didn't do while you were busy trying to get this wonder explored. Once it is fully explored, it then drops down into your wonder display just like any other wonder. It is then considered discovered as opposed to constructed. And natural wonders are also permanent. They cannot be replaced by another wonder. So those are the key differences regarding natural wonders. Otherwise, they're pretty much like wonders. The other big change, the other big difference is the introduction of dynasties, which is how the expansion gets its name. So in addition to the special ability that your nation comes with. So in the case of Japan, it looks like Japan's special ability is this 5th building, which is really nice. 5 building instead of 4, which is more typical, I think, for all the other nations. Japan also comes with the Emperor Advisor built into its player board. So the Emperor Advisor prevents you from adding any new advisors. It is basically, the Emperor is the be-all and end-all. But when you do buy an advisor, you discard it, but add a used token to the Emperor card, and then the Emperor adds military equal to the number of used tokens that you've accumulated so far on the card. And those accumulate through the course of the game. So the first time you buy an advisor, you'll get 1 military, then next time you'll add 2 for a total of 3. Next time you'll add 3 for a total of 6, and so forth. Basically a Fibonacci sequence of military strength building, in addition to military strength that you might get from other purposes like military cards. So anyway, in the case of Japan, so as I was saying, every nation comes with a set of 2 dynasty cards. So that's 34 cards dedicated to just dynasties, and they replace the special ability of whatever special ability is currently in place. So, for example, if I introduce the Edo period, the Edo period says that if I'm defeated in a war, there is no effect. Well, that might be really nice. For me, and the way I tend to play, I would be willing to give up this extra building just to not have to be bothered by the dummy player attacking me with wars all the time. Because I tend to be very risk averse. I don't build up my military, and I tend to buy wars as soon as I possibly can at the cheapest rate possible, just to prevent being negatively affected by a war. So that makes this dynasty really enticing to me. The downside being that I may not buy colonies or natural wonders. That's going to make this playthrough go really quickly, because it means I wouldn't be buying colonies, I wouldn't be buying natural wonders. I probably wouldn't be buying military, therefore I definitely wouldn't be buying battles. It's kind of rule out a lot of cards. And I wouldn't be buying wars either. So what does that leave? Wonders and buildings. And golden ages, I guess. Well, I think I'm going to grab this, because that way I don't have to worry about wars at all, and I won't have to be wasting turns buying them. But it doesn't mean that this playthrough may go by really quickly, in which case I'll maybe do another playthrough in a couple days. But that's really interesting. The other one is the Heian or Heian period. I apologize to Japanese viewers if I'm mispronouncing. Every time you buy a Golden Age and gain books, you gain an additional 4 books. So that's pretty straightforward. So I think for my first turn... Oh, so what do we got on an event? Well, this is a good start. So the dummy player is starting with 0 military and 0 stability, and only 2 additional books. So he's ahead by 4 to 1 on books. Okay, so in order to, if you want to add a new dynasty, you have to take what's called a turmoil card. You have to add turmoil to the game. Now, turmoil, the number of turmoil cards that are added at the beginning of every round is equal to the number of architects that are added at the beginning of any round. So if there's 1 architect, there's 1 turmoil. When you take a turmoil card, you temporarily lose 2 stability for the round, but you'll get it back when the round ends, so it's temporary. And then you have a choice of either taking 2 gold or adding a dynasty, which replaces one of your existing special abilities. And obviously you can only, well, you can take turmoils any number of times, but you can only introduce new dynasties twice, because that's all you have to begin with. So you're either starting with your basic special ability or your second dynasty, depending upon. And it's a little unusual, for me at least, to start with a new dynasty right off the bat, but this one's a biggie for me. So I'm going to take a turmoil. That's 2 temporary stability, so my stability drops down to 0, but I'll get that 2 stability back, as I said, at the end of the round. I am going to introduce a new dynasty. It's going to be the Edo period. And I didn't click it fast enough. There we go. Okay, so I'm now limited to 4 buildings instead of 5. So I've got to get rid of something, and that means that the Hokkaido is going away. And instead it's going to be replaced by my new Edo period dynasty. Okay, well that counts as an action, so now the dummy player is going to take their turn. And they add 3 military. All right. So what do I want here? So as I said, a lot of these cards, well, Sphinx I'm very interested in. Aqueduct will give me some stability, which I don't have right now. That's going to be critical probably to me. That might be appealing. The Lyceum, don't care, don't care, don't care. Confucian Academy is even more appealing because it provides 2 stability. A Pagoda is interesting as well. 2 books with 1 stability. The Great Library is a new Dynasty progress card, which gives me a Golden Age bonus, but I lose it if I end up with the least stability at some point. A Battle, which I don't care about, in Silk Road, and on War. So I think I'll start with the Confucian Academy. And again, let me reiterate, if I make a mistake or do something stupid, or you see my program make a mistake and do something incorrectly, please make sure I know about it. I hate giving people the wrong impression. When I'm doing a video, I want to be sure it's as accurate as possible. So Confucian Academy is going to replace my Axeman because I have no interest in military. Not that I'm a Care Bear like Rado, but in this game at least, I am probably not going to do anything military as far as military is concerned. So Confucian Academy goes there. And then I end my turn. And okay, well, I'm already down on stability. And I was considering both the Sphinx and the Great Library. Well, if I'm going to get the Great Library, it means I've got to get my stability up above that of the dummy players. So I'm going to start by adding a worker here. And just to give myself a little bit of padding, I'm going to add another worker. So now I'm up 4-2 on stability. And I think I will grab the Great Library while it's available. Cost me 3 gold. Dummy player rolls a 3, which would not have affected the Great Library, but it would have taken away Confucian Academy. Alright, well, there's one architect available, so let's get it while it's still, well, actually the dummy player is not going to be using that architect for any purpose of its own, but I'm going to grab it while I'm thinking about it. So I'll go ahead and take that architect, get the Great Library underway, and actually built. It was only one architect that it needed, so it's done. I get added production of 2 books and a Golden Age bonus of 1, but I'm going to lose it if I allow the dummy player to win the stability game. But I'm okay for the time being. So anyway, I'll end my turn. Okay, more military for the dummy player. So now I think I will grab the Sphinx, because I really like getting 5 stone when I can, and since wonders are one of the few cards that I can buy this game, I probably will plan on buying as many wonders as I can. So we'll get the Sphinx underway. Dummy player. I tend to use the term dummy player because that's what I'm used to. So to those of you who are married to the term shadow player, as described in the rule book, I apologize. Okay. Aqueduct or pagoda? Well, I need the books. Right now I have production of 2 books from my Great Library, but that could possibly go away if I fall behind on stability. So I am going to grab pagoda for some more stability and some more books, and I'll replace my temple. Dummy player rolls a 1. No effect. Okay. Well, I don't think I need the aqueduct at this point. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. So that's pretty much. I'm pretty much done for the round. As I said, I think these rounds are going to go pretty quickly because there are only going to be so many cards that I'll care about. So let's add a worker to the rice fields to get my food production up. We'll add a worker to quarry to get some more production and some more gold production, and pagoda as well. So those are all 5 of my workers put to work. So I'm going to be gaining 3 gold, 3 food, 1 stone, and 4 books during the production phase. I will have to pay 4 food for famine, which won't be a problem because I'll have 6 food by the time that comes around. So and I'm ahead on stability, so I'm looking good. So I will pass. I get all my production. I should get a VP for being ahead on stability. I'm in good shape. And we're in round 2 already. Age 1, phase B. And so I don't think I need as much gold, but now I'm afraid, what am I producing? 3 food, and I'm afraid that might not be enough. And is there a way to get food up here? Well, without being able to participate in the battle, the answer is no. So I'm going to take food, 3 food. I'm playing, obviously, at Prince difficulty. Alright, let's see what the dummy player does. Okay. A 4. And he started a war, so I'm getting the advantage of the Edo period right off the bat. So what am I gonna do? Well, like I said, there's not a whole lot. I'm gonna grab this golden age while I can and get some stone, I think. I'm down to 1 stone, so let's do this for stone purposes. And I'll get 3 stone because of my golden age bonus from the Great Library. That brings my stone up to 4. 5, more military for the dummy player. Well, the only other thing I care about here is the mine, which will replace my quarry. So I will grab that for 1 gold. It'll replace the quarry. And now we're back to the dummy player. And more military. There's 1 architect available. Let me get that for the Sphinx. Okay, and I think I'm done. This is going to be a pretty quick game. So I will pass. Oh. Where did that come from? Did I just buy the mine? Did I not have that on the mine last time? I'm sorry. No, I just bought the mine, so that's new. So I am putting my worker back on the mine. Okay. Sorry, I got myself a little confused there for a moment. I thought I got the mine the last round. All right, so I'm ahead on stability. All my workers are deployed. I'm good to go. So, and it's the end of the age, so I should get 3 victory points. 1 for stability. Well, actually 4. 1 for being ahead on stability, and then 3 for being ahead on books, because my production of books is 4, so that will bring me on ahead of the dummy player. I'm defeated in the war, but there's no effect. I get my VP, and then I get 3 more, and that's great. So we're into round 3 already, Age 2, Phase A. Okay. Well, this is about the time where I'm tempted to get a worker. But I don't know if 5 food's going to be enough. And like I said, I don't have many options to get food. But I'm ahead. Well, this is a bit of a risk, because it puts me, if I take a worker from the population side, it's going to put me even with the dummy player. And then if the dummy player gets an event that I may lose Great Library here. In fact, chances are I will. But I do want another worker, so I'm gonna gamble it. So I'm gonna grab another worker, and oh, okay. So only 2 stability for the dummy player, but there's a chance that he may add 2 more if he rolls a 6. And he's ahead on military, so he's going first. So let's see what happens. Okay, he rolls a 5, so I'm okay for the moment. All right, well, let's build the Sphinx with the 1 architect available. Not that that's that architect's going anywhere, but I want to get the Sphinx built. And I'll put it next to the Great Wonder over here. And now, anytime I build another wonder, well, now I've always wondered about this, no pun intended. It says new wonder ready +5 stone. I don't know if that also applies to natural wonders. Although I am not even able to buy a natural wonder because I'm Japan in the Edo period, so that's not even an option for me. But I don't know. I don't remember finding out if new wonder ready meant any kind of wonder. I suspect it does, but I would probably need to get the verification on that. Anyway, dummy player's turn. He rolls a 4, or she rolls a 4. Alright, well, battles, no military, no advisors. That's too steep. Of interest. Of a lot of interest, because I do want to get that 5 stone bonus for building wonders. So I think I am going to grab Notre Dame. Dummy player's turn. And another 5. I think that's 3 5s in a row. I think. I'm not sure. No, he must have rolled a 4. Because all the 4s are missing. Okay. So I've got a worker, so let's bump up my food production. Now my stone's down to 0. Probably means I'm going to be taking stone next growth phase. Okay, I'm going to pass. VP for having more stability than the dummy player, and back to the growth phase. And yes, with 3 stone, just not going to be enough for my purposes. I am going to grab 3 more stone. Oh, shoot, I just lost. Yeah, I just lost the Great Library because the event card that came out, the event tile that came out, provided the dummy player with 5 stability right off the bat. But that was probably going to happen sooner or later. And the dummy player is going first. Natural wonder, military, I don't care about any of those cards, so that was not hurtful to me. So, the mosque is interesting, the 3 kingdoms is interesting, and the windmill. Let's start with the windmill, and I'll have it replace the rice fields. Okay. Oh, when he started a war, so again I get the benefit of the Edo period. Alright, it's still available, so let's get the mosque, and I'll replace the Confucian Academy. Alright. More military. So let's, I've got 4 workers now that I had to remove by adding new buildings, so let's bring 1 into the windmill. Let's bring 1 into the mosque. It's low on stone again. Let me increase my stone production again, adding a worker to the mine. And my last stone here, well, I need stability. Mosque or pagoda, but I'm I'm tight on books here as well. Oh, this is a tough one. I think I'm going to go with the pagoda. This could be a mistake. I probably... Well, actually, no, wait a minute. The mosque or the pagoda, neither one's going to help me. I'm down 5-2 on stability, so I'm going to lose a victory point here no matter what. Shoot. All right, in that case, I'll add a worker to the pagoda. And I'll take 3 kingdoms for a victory point, which will offset the victory point I will lose in a moment. So that will make me feel a little better. So I will pay 2 resources to score a victory point. And really, all I can do is give up 2 food. What's the famine? 4. Okay, I can just about get by. Oops, sorry, a mistake. It's going to come over here. 2 food that I'm paying out of the 6. All right. So my victory points are up to 12. And he rolls another 6. And there's nothing left for me, so I am passing at the end of age 2. Oh, and I'm giving up. Oh, no, I'm not giving up 3 points. I'm only giving up 1 point. I told you, I haven't played this game enough to have it really in my blood. So I'm giving up 1 point for being behind on stability, but I will get my 3 points for being ahead on books, especially after I produce 4 more. So I'm okay. Yes, I realize that. And no effect by the war. I lose a VP, but I gain 3 for a net of 2, plus the one I got for the Golden Age. So we are in age 3, phase A, and for this growth phase, I don't think I can afford another worker. I got to get food. And how's production? A lot of opportunities up here for more food production. So I'm going to grab 3 food. 12 military, 1 stability. Well, that's going to be helpful if I can keep him at 1 stability. Actually, he is going to be kept at 1 stability because he's only going to be adding military and books. So as long as I stay ahead of him on books, I'm okay. All right. Rolls a 3. Takes 2 battles and a military card. That's perfect. There's not much that I care about. This would really be nice, but I'm not sure what building I'd get rid of as a substitute. Let's take the Golden Age for stone. Or do I want a victory point? No, I'm going to take the stone. Dummy player's turn. Another 3. Okay. We've got an architect. We'll add 1 to Notre Dame. Great Barrier Reef up here would be appealing, but I can't get it because of the Edo period prevents me from taking on natural wonders. But that's an example of a natural wonder. So this, I would spend a turn getting it, and then I would spend 3 more turns just exploring it. So the dummy player would have 4 turns to do whatever she wanted to do while I was busy exploring the Great Barrier Reef. But it's not available to me, so not to worry. Another 3. Okay. I don't think I want that. There's really nothing else that is of any interest whatsoever, so I will pass again. We're already halfway through. We're almost halfway through. All right, new growth phase. I'm down to 4 food. I've got 3 food in production, and it's age 3. And I can't get Montezuma. There's no way I'm getting more food production, so I guess I'm grabbing food. I can't take a chance on the famine. All right, so it's 6 famine this turn, and he's catching up on books and is ahead on stability. And he gets the first turn. Okay, an advisor, and the Sistine Chapel I might have been interested in, but not anymore. But terrace farming I'll grab. That can replace my mine. And that'll give me the food production that I finally have needed. So, all right, so that makes me feel better on food. Actually, I must have missed that a second ago. When I was going through the cards, because I grabbed 3 food during the growth phase. No, I needed to anyway, because if I didn't grab the 3 food, I would have had 4 food, production of 3, and I would have had enough, but I would be just getting by. So I'm still not sorry I did that. Okay, dummy player's turn. A 2. There goes the golden age. We got architects. We can build Notre Dame, which will get us 5 stone thanks to the Sphinx. Actually, 4 stone a net because I had to pay a stone for the architect. Okay, all right. So now I see some nice numbers up here. Okay. And there's really nothing left. So I've got 2 workers that I bumped off. One's definitely going on terrace farming. And I need to get my stability ahead of the dummy players, so I guess the mosque to ensure I get that victory point. Okay, I'm ahead on books, ahead on stability, so I'll get 4 victory points this round. The end of H3, and we're heading into the end of the game, home stretch. Fastest playthrough I may have ever done. This is going to be a really quick video. Okay, growth phase for age 4. Well, can I afford a worker? Well, I can't afford a stability worker, but I can probably afford a food worker. So I got production of 6. So if I take a food worker, I'll have 9. That should be enough, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and take a food worker from the food track, the food population. All right, ahead on stability again. But he's only going to lose stability. So if I can get him to roll a couple 6s, I'll be happy. Oh, and he rolled first. I'm looking at the cards in the pool, but it's not my turn. Oh, shoot, he rolls a 6. Oh, I mean, good, he rolls a 6. So he's now even with me on stability. Great, 1 more, although it's probably unlikely that's going to happen, but all right. No. Yes. Yeah, it's the only card I can consider here. The hospital. That would replace my windmill, I think. That will put me way ahead on books. So yes, let's replace the windmill with the hospital. Thank you. Because I was thinking, shoot, I'd hate to have to, because I'd really like to use these workers on the hospital instead of having to get more stability. So he just bought me books. That turned out to be great. Okay, so I'm going to bring a worker into the hospital and another worker into the hospital. Somebody's at the front door. But my lovely spouse will take care of that. So I will pass. This is going to be the going into the final round now. Way ahead on books. All right, final growth phase. And Zeppelin is the only thing I could foresee being interested in up here. Everything else is really can't use. Colonies, natural wonders, advisors, battles, no value to me whatsoever. So like I said, this was a really record-breaking quick playthrough. I don't need gold. I really don't need stone. It probably doesn't matter at this point. I'm just grabbing whatever resources I'm taking them for purposes of maybe hoping to get an additional point during scoring. So I'm just going to grab some food just in case I get hurt by a bad famine. Famine's -7, so I'll take care of that without a problem. So no stability, 23 military. That should make this round go really fast. Well, Dummy Player goes first. I don't know that I'm going to be buying anything. Takes away 2 architects. Doesn't faze me. You know, after all of that, I only got 1 benefit from the Sphinx. Thought I'd be able to build more natural wonders, but it just never happened. Let's see, if I buy Zeppelin, I'm paying 2 gold and 4 stones. So I'm paying 6 resources to get 4 books and 2 stability, neither of which I need. And it's a wash on resources, so I don't think it's going to affect my score. So I don't think I need to buy this Zeppelin. I think I'm done. I didn't do a thing. There's absolutely nothing I need to do at this point. And I never even considered getting this other Dynasty, but Edo period was perfect for my taste. So, wow, quick playthrough. Let's see what the score turns out to be. .46 Victorian level. Not bad for never having played Japan, and Japan for wiping out its special ability right off the get-go. I'll take that. I'm happy with that. It may not be, I don't know what typical scores are for this game, but for a beginner, 46 points, level 8 out of 12 levels, I think that's pretty good. I'll take it. First time with Japan. Okay, so that ends this playthrough. Like I said, I will upload this, and if I can find some time, I'll consider doing another playthrough that might be more interesting with more cards, get into military, get into battles, advisors, and all colonies and all that. So, at least in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, everybody, and bye-bye for now.